Oh, man, marks. I actually was so excited when I first got these. When I first found them out, I thought this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And then like a week into it, I'm like, oh, my mental overhead is just way too high. I like was breathing deeply. I had neck pain. It was crazy. Anyways, okay, I didn't really have neck pain. Come on. So let's keep on going. Let's kind of talk about what we've done so far. So we've used edit or :E. You could also type in :edit. I showed how you can do a fuzzy find over your your root directory that you opened up in by using a bunch of stars. There's a way for you to actually set an option to say what your base finding pattern is. And so that way E every single time is a fuzzy find, but it's only an okay fuzzy find. I also showed you telescope, like how much nicer telescope actually is, or a fuzzy finder in general. And we're going to install a fuzzy finder here shortly. I also showed you how to use Control-C or Control-N and Control-P to navigate pop-up menus. Tab auto-completes, whereas Control-D will show you all your possible options. There's a lot here. But let me show you a couple quick other things. These are like the fun things. Now, these I use all the time. All right, these are like staples. Now, here's the deal. I made this edit last night at like 1 in the morning. So if I accidentally mention this elsewhere, I'm going to say sorry now. But it felt like the right place to say it. You know, like sometimes you get that feeling and this is the moment. So here we go. All right, so let's go back to this file. So now I have those two marks set, right? I have tick capital A, or sorry, single quote capital A, single quote capital B. I can go between those. Now there is something else that is always available to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do registers, right? And if you go all the way down your registers, you'll notice these two right here, the % and the pound sign. The % is my current file. It's always that. You know, remember when we did the SO % to source our vimrc? That's because it's always pointing at your current file. It's also stored in a register for you auto-magically. But there's also the pound sign. What is that pound sign? What does it look like? It looks like my previous file. So it always stores one previous file, whatever your most recent previous file is, in the pound sign. And how you access it is Control caret. Now I believe it works Control-6 on QWERTY keyboards. I can't tell you completely, but I believe it's Control-6 on QWERTY keyboards, and that should make the jump for you. But I can press Control caret and jump back and forth. This is really nice when you're doing like two-file editing, right? You're in one file, you do some edits, you take it, you go, and you jump back to the other one. Oh my goodness, I gotta write it, jump back over here, we go in here, we make an edit, we write it, we jump back, and we're kind of like hopping back and forth and doing these edits really fast. It actually is pretty nice. As you can see right there, I did those two edits really easily. I could go back and forth between the files. Alternate file also is available in Emacs, the less superior editor, and that one is, you know, it's the same notion. And I know my coworkers, we talk about it all the time. Alternate file is by far one of the most useful commands in any editor. Just the ability to hop back and forth really quickly is super duper. I use it all the time for testing. Like if I have a file that always breaks and the file I'm in the test file, you can just sit there going back and forth and develop on it really, really quickly. It's quite the nice feature. And then the other thing I was going to show you is called Jumplist. Now your Jumplist, it's unique. It's fantastic, but it's weird. Okay, so it's not quite file navigation, but it's also not file navigation. All right, so that's probably a little bit hard for that to make much sense, but let me show you. The first thing you can do, you can always do help jump list, right? Now, how the jump list effectively works is that there are some movement commands that get added to it, and there are file changes that get added to it. You can see all the things that actually happen somewhere in this list. I forget where it is. It will tell you all about which things get added. I think it's under jumps, help jumps, and it's right below it, I thought. Gosh, I can't even remember. Anyways, you'll notice you see Control-I and Control-O everywhere. What this is that's how you use your jump list. So I can go like this, :jumps. And you can see right here that as I go down, the empty spot marks where I'm at, or the caret marks where I'm at. I don't know why I said empty spot. There you go. So if I were to jump backwards, I would jump to twitch.c, back to my current file, twitch.c, back to my current file, twitch.c twice, and then actually go all the way back to vim nav playground directory. So let's do that. I'm going to go Control-O, O, 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 O. Boom. Right. There we go. So I hopped back up my jump list. And certain keys allow for that. You can also use Control-I to go forward. And so this can be very handy when you're navigating a couple files but it can also be a little bit annoying in the sense that if you have a bunch of movements that you use that add to the jump list, you'll watch yourself jump up and down. I use it often to get back to where I was in a file. Like I'll GG to jump to the top, add an import statement really quickly, hit Control-O, I'm right back to where I was.